and go crazy, and go crazy, and go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the ocean. Go crazy like a dum-dum. East side homeboy, where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. No fighting, no hating, no red rum. This is O City. All the way to the bay, hit the bass, feel me. Catch a case cause it's beating up your Chevy. Get you moving side to side, getting all sweaty. Make it work it out. Turn the volume up loud. This a draw crowd, make it all shout. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Get you all in the frenzy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, go, go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. We hurt the buzz and turn the club up. They tear the rugs up. Soon as we turn the subs up. Everybody hands high like a drug bust. Yeah, I'm from the West, homie. Don't you see the dubs up? Baptize them on the spot, fill the tubs up. Now fraternize with the flock, tell them fill the cups up. The show though, original, the type is proto. I go, crazy, yeah, loco. It's solo, coaching, loco, I represent the Ocho. Immersing together, with the devil in the choco. Either I leave him on the Mac flat out, I squeeze the telly black out, or when they see him tap out, they go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go crazy. Go crazy. All the way from the O to LA.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. It is time for the Scoop Radio Show, and we are glad that you decided to spend your Tuesday here with the crew. We have got a really great show planned for you guys this evening, so I want to go ahead and get business out the way because we got some announcements. We got a lot going on around here, Global Drive Network. We have a lot going on around here. So go and get your little notepad pulled up on your phone, get your calendar pulled up, however you track where you need to be and when. Go ahead and grab that because we've got a very informative show for you as far as what we've got going. But first of all, let's go ahead and get it in as far as what we do here at the Scoop Radio Show. We are a very interactive show, and that means that we want to have conversations with you about the things that matter to you. And the way that we're able to gauge that is if you comment, if you give us your feedback during the show. Tell us if you like these articles, what you think about the articles, what you like about the music. Do you want to hear this song again? Don't play that song again. We need to know those types of things so we can make sure that this show is the best show for you on Tuesday nights. So be sure and use the comments section here in this post, the post titled The Scoop Radio Show. That's the one that we need you to share with your timeline because that's the one that when you talk to us, your comments show up on the screen. You get to boom. See how that welcome to hashtag the scoop? That could be your comment. Beautiful. See how that happens? It just pops up so cute. Your little picture, your profile. Yes, you could be Facebook famous for just a moment with the Scoop Radio Show on this evening. But you got to be following and sharing the Scoop Radio Show live stream. we will have a poll, I'm sure of it, at some point during the show. And when that happens, you are going to look for your icon to change in your comment bar on your live stream. It's going to change to a little circle, and it's going to look like it's got a little column bar chart situation happening there. Click that button. When you click that button, our question is going to pop up and you're going to be able to select your answer. Yes, no, maybe so. I'm here for it. I'm not so here for it. Whatever the options are, that's how you'll be able to select it. So be sure you're following the Scoop Radio Show stream because that's the only way your button's going to show. Okay. Aside from that, I think it's time for me to go ahead and get into my announcement. And with that, I get to invite you to go ahead and sign up because y'all been playing if you haven't signed up until this point. Like, it's time for you to get registered because next week is the seasonal R&R series. R&R stands for Refresh and Rebuild, and it is happening October 14th through the 18th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here. Right. All you gotta do is click into the Scoop Radio Show. We're gonna be right here providing Refresh and Rebuild every night next week. On Monday, we're bringing you Rebuild Your Confidence with Cicely Victoria, our very own fire starter. On Tuesday, business as usual, we're having Refresh Your Business right here, live broadcast. On Wednesday, Win is coming with refresh and rebuild your purpose. And on Thursday, Kellz is showing us how to refresh our fashion because, fall is upon us around this thing. Okay, so Kellz has got to get us right real quick. So be here on next Thursday for that. And on Friday, your girl is showing you how to rebuild your customer relationship. So be sure you come on in and close out the week with me on Friday. It's going to be great. So yeah, go ahead and register on the link. It's through Eventbrite, and I'm sure Win is going to share the link. But if you've been following, which I know you have, and if you're new here, welcome. Be sure and look for the link because we want to see you back next week. But I think that's it. Aside from that, hey y'all, sis, how you doing? Locks popping to the left. Yeah.
give a little extra on Tuesday,
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Nothing better here, Flip. It's cute. It's
cute. Thank
you. You're welcome. What's up, Win? How you doing?
I'm good. Ready for a good show tonight. Yes. So yeah, I'm good. Real good.
Real good.
Very good.
You ready to travel? Ready to get on down through here? He gonna tell you why he's traveling in a minute, but yeah. Ready to go. Good.
I'm ready.
Good. We're ready.
Y'all know I like my annual pilgrimages to the good Oklahoma City. So yeah.
Yes, pilgrimages. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, that's all I had on that note. That's all. Let's go ahead and get ready.
Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the news.
Right.
Let's jump into this news. Praise Jehovah. Let's jump into this news. So tonight's news, of course, is brought to you by the Money Mentor birthday bundle. So this is, or just my 40th birthday just passed. And to celebrate my 40th birthday, I'm offering the bundle of a lifetime. 15 classes for less than the price that you would normally pay for one class. So everything from how to fix your credit, to how to retire a millionaire, to how to be prepared to buy a house, to how to properly budget. All of those classes I am including in one bundle that you get to have forever. So get the bundle. Doesn't limited time sale. Again, 15 classes for the price of one. The Money Mentor birthday bundle. Get it today. So the way to do it, go to either my page, Winfred Burns II, and you'll see a link for it. If you're following me on Instagram, you'll see it, a link in my bio, or you can you'll see it here on the Scoop Radio Show page as well. So get it while supplies last. All right, so news first up. We're gonna take our time in this news tonight because we got some big, as T.I. would say, we have some big things that are popping. First up, First up, we're gonna jump right into probably the sadder news. So we'll start with last week we talked about how Amber Geiger, who was the former police officer in Dallas, was convicted of murdering Botham Jean. And since then, we found out she got 10 years. And the story since then has been about the brother who, in court at her sentencing, said that he forgave her, hugged her. The judge who then came and hugged her and gave her her personal Bible, and the court officer who fixed her hair, and then the jurors who said they felt really sorry for her. And so the discussion has been about how merciful these people have been. So the article reads, I'll just read the article says, Amber Geiger was sentenced to 10 years for fatally killing an innocent man she shot when she mistakenly entered his apartment, believing it was her own. But in a remarkable act of kindness, the brother of the victim took the witness stand and spoke directly to Geiger, saying, "I love you like anyone else," and later hugged her in the courtroom. The Dallas County jury reached an unanimous decision on the sentence just before 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. After deliberating for over an hour, Judge Tammy Kemp ordered Geiger and her attorneys to stand as she read the jury. So, what also happened, of course, we know is, now the story is about forgiveness, yada, 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 yada. Let's talk about it. Should, as Kellz just said, they were doing too much. Was this too much? Was this act of forgiveness appropriate? Like, let's just jump in and talk about this. Q, I'm gonna let you start since Kellz already started talking about they doing too much.
Yes, I agree they were doing too much. This was a bit much. It was overkill, from the bailiff to the sentencing to the hugs and all of that. And I honestly, I've watched many conversations about what's happened. You know, we've debated forgiveness and when it should be applied and under what circumstances and in front of what audience, and, you know, who's tuned into the culture right now versus who isn't. There's just been a lot of caveats put on forgiveness. So it's been interesting to watch our humanity be really shown in the wake of this story. I do think it's been a bit much. It was a bit much in succession to see. And I didn't watch the trial. I was not one of those to sit and watch the trial. So I don't know some of the in-depth details that have been play-by-play in these comment sections about what actually went on in the courtroom. But my overall consensus was right along with Kellz. They were just, this was a lot to see. I know my brother would not be hugging said, you know, defendant. There would be no hugs being offered from there, one of my brothers, you know. But again, this is where I guess that's what we're striving to be like. I'm just not there yet. I don't think my family is there yet.
Yeah.
I do think it was inappropriate for the place, though. I do think it was inappropriate for where they were. But I can't pick where God says move. If that's what it was motivated by, oh, don't do it here. Yeah. You know. So if that's after hearing what the judge said, did you read the article about why the judge said she hugged her?
Yeah.
And why she did what she did? So, you know, I don't know. From a person who believes being moved by the spirit and things like that, if it is what she says it is, I'm not one to judge that. But my personal opinion of watching it from what I know, I think that was a bit much. Yep.
What'd you say, Kellz?
I didn't read any of the reasons why. I will say this. I thought the brother hugging, my initial thought was that probably was a message because of what he said. So I did kind of catch some of what he said, why he did it, and because of, you know, beliefs and being led by the spirit, because I do believe in that. But to me, the judge doing it and the bailiff. I mean, it was at that point. It's like, okay, I don't know. I just feel like if it's something spiritual that's led, it seems, I don't know. It wouldn't be. I can't think of the word. Like it was cheapened when they did that too. I didn't buy it because I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of Christian judges, and we've never seen them be led in this light when we know what's attached to this type of trial, the rape intentions, you're a sister on the bench. Like I just,
yeah,
I don't know. That's I felt the brother. Okay, we get it. Yeah, anything past that, I was like, it's too much.
Okay, so you thought the judge and the court officer was too much,
and the jury and all. I mean, yeah.
Okay, I mean, so first let me say, I think the sentence was horrible.
Yes, trash.
It was a trash sentence, in my opinion. I think it was way too lenient. I think, and listening to the jurors who spoke, or the juror who I heard spoke, clearly the way she came off as sympathetic played a part in their sentencing. Now, I'll give them some credit that they didn't let that make them say she was not guilty, but the sentence was crap, in my opinion. So that this, I didn't have a problem with the brother. I wouldn't have been hugging nobody, and I'm supposed to be somebody pastor, and I'm gonna tell you. But I also recognize that the way I feel is probably not right. Like I can forgive you and still want you to, and still think that it's fair that you go to jail. And so I think a lot of this what we've seen over the last week is people not being able to differentiate between the two. It's a whole lot of emotion, and I get it's a whole lot of emotion and a whole lot of grieving, and that's happening around this. But yeah, I ain't there.
Yeah, don't look for my brother to be hurting nobody. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm not there. I wasn't there either. So I do think that, again, hopefully that at some point I would, because I think that had this been, as a family, I understand the need for them to want to move on with their life, so to speak. So I can understand that being something that he needed to do, because if you read, Mama ain't with it. Like,
no, Mama's not here.
His mama ain't there either. So I understand that's something that the brother had to do for himself, and Mom's not there, and other people in the family not there either. But I just,
because he even said it in his statement. He was like, I don't even know why I said this in front of them. Yeah. I didn't even want to really say this here in front of my family, because he knew what was going to go down. I can only imagine that car ride home. I bet a homeboy took an Uber back to the house. Never mind, I'm good.
I've been like, I've looked at him like this the whole way.
Right. Yeah. Good. I drove myself, y'all. I'm straight. Yeah, exactly. That was the look.
Yeah. You done got up in court and showed out for them people.
Yeah.
Embarrassed in front of them cameras and all them stuff.
Now they got you all over the news talking about you forgive. He's gonna have some problems at Thanksgiving. I just want y'all to know.
The holidays is to be horrible for him.
Yeah, he's about to have some problems. He's not leading any prayers, nothing. Like
he's sitting at the kiddie table. All that.
Little kid table.
Yeah, but again, he's right. Like, I think to forgive is right. But again, I also know that to forgive somebody does not mean, again, that she shouldn't go to jail, that there doesn't need to be some type of reconciliation, that there's, some repentance. Like,
he could have wrote a letter.
Go to jail. So, yeah. I don't know. I think we'll continue to have this, but also, again, I think that was you that said that this showed a lot of people's hearts. And from a relationship standpoint, I'm like, shoot, this probably anyway. Why some of y'all can't have good relationship because you're so mean and you don't let.
Child, listen.
Because I saw some discussions. I'm like, I want to be like, man. Some people, I'm like, but you like, I understand we hurt, but you taking this a little too far. But anyway, next up. Erica Campbell is in the news. Our good sister, Kellz. Why? Kell's face turned all the way up. Erica Campbell says she's promoting a new book, More Than Pretty. She was on The Breakfast Club. And DJ Envy asked her the question. He said, you talk about self-love, you talk about not pleasuring yourself, and you said, where does God go when you're pleasuring yourself? To which Campbell says, yes, where does he go? Somebody asked me this question, was it wrong, was it right? I know some churches say it for the brothers, it'll keep you from slipping up, so go ahead and handle yourself. I've heard some say, women, I take care of myself before I go on dates. I think about purity, and purity happens before the actual action of whatever you do. Whatever you watch, whatever you listen to, whatever you do with yourself. She goes on to say that she thinks it's something that people should not do. I don't think it's something people. She said, I don't think it's supposed to be done by yourself. She says, I recognize that I have an amazing, fine, wonderful husband, so I don't have to. She said, I know for singles it might be a different story, but there are married people who would just rather handle it themselves, and I can't imagine what your husband feels like now. Now I got to compete with your toys. It's just too much. Kellz. I'm not going to ask you if you think pleasuring yourself is right or wrong, but is Erica tripping? Is like, what's she say?
I said, boo. 2 thumbs down. Yeah, I think you know what? I'm not gonna say she's tripping because she has always stood in her truth and in her faith and has always stood beside it. So I won't say that she's tripping, but I don't agree with what she's saying. I think even at the end of the article, or maybe some things that was attached to it, it was even mentioned that if God made us and he gave us these sexual desires and things like that, like we can't keep making everything so taboo and unholy.
Evil.
Yeah. Just to be just something else to judge someone about. And there are people that really are striving to be better people. And I just don't think this is something that's going to keep you out of heaven. I just do not think that. Because even as you grow up, that's how you find out about yourself. It's going to happen at some point. So I don't like the message. I don't agree with it. But in her right, that I'm not surprised that that's something that she would believe.
Q?
Yes, this is on brand for Erica Campbell. Very much so. I also do not agree. Wholeheartedly do not agree with this. And what got me as I read her quote or whatever, her statement, was at the end how she flipped it, and like the hypocrisy of even the statement of where she said, I'm not judging nobody. I'm just talking about what God created. And it's always the enemy's job to pervert it, to twist it, to corrupt it, to make it filthy. He gave us free will. We can choose him or not. There is a way that is right. There is a way that is honoring God. Girl, if you don't stop talking in circles in these 2 or 3 sentences, like, what are you saying right now?
You know what she was saying in that sentence? She was saying, I don't want the internet to come for me, so let me try to figure out a way that the internet won't come for me. But still say what I believe. That's what she said.
Comprehension is something for adults. And you sound silly right now. Like, stop it. Because stand on it then. Stand on it then. All this backtracking and pussyfooting around the subject just seems silly to me. Say what you say and mean it, because that just irritated me more than all the rest of the stuff she said.
In that right, when she said that, the enemy comes to pervert it. I'm like, but most of the time it's Christians perverting. Are we
like,
perverting?
Yeah. Hey, Kettle, like, what are you doing? Like, you sound like the things that you're saying is killing it right now. Like, this was not a good look for her. To me, this was not a good look. You could stay off the Breakfast Club, folks.
Well, I think she should have just said, "I think it's wrong." Like, yeah, I do think it's wrong. She was fine, and then like at the end, it was like, she trying to figure it out. I think, like I said, I think she was trying to say, "This is my opinion, but I'm not blasting people who don't share my opinion." I think that's what she was trying to say, but it looks very, like you said, like. Don't come for me, Twitter, please. That's what she was trying to do. Like, I don't need Twitter to come from me. That's what she was trying. It seemed like she was trying to have it. Now, my opinion on this is, I think that our theology on this is off. In that I get, like, I love when people ask me, like, so do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? I get the actual, like, I think I can separate the actual act from, like, the reason why we believe it's wrong, or why some believe it's wrong, because there's some Christians out there who don't think it's right, who don't think it's wrong. And I get her point. I just think that her presentation of it was lacking. Like, there was not a solid point that was made. You having a husband, you thinking it's the enemy perverting. What is he perverting when, like, in all of this? Like, to pervert it means that, like, it was okay to do it, and now we were doing it and it was wrong. So is sex being perverted, or is masturbation being perverted? Like, what are we talking about here? I think a lot of times when we say it's wrong because of the lust that it creates, in that, all comes with it. If I'm married and I'm fantasizing about another woman, that's inappropriate. Is what we believe. If I'm married and I'm watching porn, Christians in general believe that's not a good thing. So I think it's just not a thing that you could really talk about without going in depth. And I don't think she did that real well. I just don't. I don't. So shut up. I'm about to get in trouble. Anyway, yeah. So next story. I think that, again, I think that we do need to have more of these conversations. I will say this, that this is a conversation that we need to have more, but when we have it, we need to have it, like, holistically. Like, because it's not just about, is masturbation right or wrong? I think it's more about, how do we, like, about the disciplines, about the thoughts, about how this affects your relationship, because there are couples who are perfectly okay with it. So if it's okay between two couples and the Bible is saying that the marriage bed is not defiled, then what are we now saying is right? So it's a lot of intricacies in this that we don't even think through or talk through. We just like, it's wrong because it's the devil.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So just weird. Yeah. Anyway. I was gonna say, what is Kanye West doing? Next story. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry opens his first black-owned studio. Tyler Perry, actor, director, writer, believes he might have the same emotions during the grand opening of his massive state-of-the-art Tyler Perry. Hold on, I want to read that part. Anyway, Tyler Perry opened up a 350 acre, 350? 350?
355.
350 acre, yeah, it's 200 green space, movie studio in Atlanta. 12 sound stages, 40 buildings on site that are listed with the National Register of Historic Places, and more than 200 acres of green space. He built the studio on a former Army base called Fort McPherson, which is south of downtown Atlanta, after purchasing it in 2015. So what once used to be a Confederate military base is now owned by a brother.
Right.
He also named the sound stage after Spike Lee, after Whoopi Goldberg, after Diane Carroll, and who were the other ones? I think that's it that I remember. Big ups, Tyler.
Yeah.
Big ups, Tyler Perry. Kellz, what's your thoughts?
I've always admired Tyler Perry. I mean, he has shown us time and time again that he is in it for the culture, for his family, to build generational wealth, to build legacies, to put people on. I mean, he has shown this to us. He's talked about the studio. We knew it was coming. I'm happy to see it. I'm glad that he keeps reminding everyone, including Hollywood, that this is what we can do. It's not just it's him. This is how we are, and I'm glad that he, even the ones who, even though some bash him, I'm glad that he keeps that as part of his message. He never loses that. The message he's been going hard on since he was peddling the plays through all the states, all of the states of the United. That it has come full circle. I'm excited. I'm ready to see what he's gonna do next. Oh, and I also like that they mentioned that he's still working on new things, and that he does all of the writing. He doesn't even have a writing room. He does all of the writing, does all of the directing. So this man works hard and has no reservations about giving back. So yeah. Yay to him. I'm on board.
Q?
I echo all of that, but I am so glad you mentioned that last part about him saying he does it all himself. And what was interesting to me the most about that, because I pay attention to context, he mentioned that he gets ignored in Hollywood because of those things, and they don't realize how you can do it. Like, they don't see the purpose of his content and how it resonates in this, that, and the third. There are also people who, while they even support his stuff, his content, they go see all the Madea movies, they watch all the movies, they still say that is what's keeping him from moving really over and being that crossover movie house production company that he's supposed to be. He needs writers. He needs a team. And that could be what's keeping him. Sometimes it, and I know folks are going to slide out of hell out of this when they hear it back. Sometimes it's not a conspiracy. Sometimes people do recognize what you're doing. It's hard to deny what Tyler Perry has done for the industry, regardless of your race. It's hard to deny this man at this point. But you also cannot deny what your following, what your fans want to see. And these comments go hard whenever these movies come out. When you really hear, and it's not always, hey, there are some times I've been like, come on now. Are we going to see another one? And it makes you don't want to say anything. You really thinking to yourself, are we really going to see another one of these, bro? So that was interesting to me. Out of all of this, and I love Tyler Perry. I have seen many of Madea movies, done bought the plays, all that. Okay, I'm a long-standing Tyler fan. But I took an interest to that last piece of that, because I thought to myself, I really hope he marinates on that and has a reflective moment and think, because I did on his behalf. I hope he does.
Well, and maybe he'll realize that he can put more people on
if he has a writing room, right?
Yeah. I think it's just the beginning. I think he's still in that stage where he can do all of this. I mean, he said he writing how many things at one time?
2 or 3.
I mean, he said he's writing. Oh, everybody's shooting 4 or 5 pages a day. I'm shooting 90. I'm writing 7 series by myself. Like, you can't keep that pace.
Yeah, you're gonna burn out. Yeah.
So So big ups to him. He's doing the thing. I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna keep doing it. And I will be the first to say, before I actually went and saw in person a play, I was like, man, I wish this dude would get out this woman costume and I was, I got it. Yeah, I got why he was doing it. I mean, he was killing it and making money, all that. But I was like, I'm tired of seeing dudes dress up like it. And I am tired of seeing dudes dressed up as girls. Just don't get me wrong, I still am. But when I went to a play, I was like, okay, there is a message and a method to this. I get it now. And I wish him nothing but success. I like the fact that he included people like Spike Lee, who he did not get along with. I like that. Love that he honored some of our greats like the Whoopies, like the Diane Carrolls. So I appreciate that. Yeah. And next time, give me an invite, Tyler. Send us an invite.
Some tea cover it.
Us an invite. Did y'all see his invitation? Did y'all see the invitation?
Oh my God. The spread was gorgeous.
That invitation was, I'm like, look, the invitation alone was worth it.
Yeah.
Like it was a video box with the video in it. And I'm like, this is.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought you meant the table. Oh, okay.
No, it's like it came in a box and it was like another box and you open it up and a video pops up. And with the video of him personally inviting you to it and showing you like a little video of it, I'm like,
all right,
yeah,
snazzy.
All right, was that it? Yeah, that was it. All right, that's the news tonight. We got to keep going. I'm already late. Yeah, so of course the news is brought to you by the birthday bundle. Oh, before we get into this, I'll do it after the song. Okay. We'll go to the first song tonight. I'm all over the place. Y'all give me a second. Tonight's first song is called Made It Out the Hood by L13. Then after this, we're going to get into the hot topic, which is fire. So y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after Made It Out the Hood with L13. This is Scoop Radio Show.
It's a beautiful feeling. I ask God, tell Jesus, tell the angels, to tell my mama, to tell my family, we made it. I feel good about my life. I'm a boss now, I really paid that price. Took chances, I was out there rolling dice. In order to succeed, you must sacrifice. Long days and hard hours, for the money and the power. I was in school when I was pushing, starching my jeans with the water and the flour. Starter over my heel fingers, I came up around real residue still on my fingers, smelling like cause it lingers, blowing on that loud like a cover-up. Jumped off the porch for a double up. Now I'm sipping drink out of double cups. If I ain't got the money, I'ma hustle up. Boss. The laws of limitations is up. I can talk about it now. Made it out the hood, but I'm still in it. Took some losses in this game, but I'm still winning. I've been out the streets for a minute. Made it out the hood, but I'm still in it. I'm just trying to get it, Ain't nobody done it like my niggas did it. Everything I talk about, I swear I live it. Came up on the corner from the kitchen. Came up from the grams off a scale. Before digitals, it was handheld. Before online, we was getting mail. Trapped off a beat, just to get a sale. Now I got a job and a salary. Going crazy in this, I need therapy. No limit to this, shout out Master P. You can be a champion or a casualty. I did the right things naturally. Could have been the first, but they couldn't go after me. When it's all said and done, they gon' say that we won and I'm the motherfucker one catch up. Made it out the hood, but I'm still in it. Took some losses in this game, but I'm still winning. I've been out the streets for a minute. Made it out the hood, but I'm still in it. We blessed. Hey man, I salute anybody that made it through anything that was meant to break them. Make it out the hood is a set of mine. Man, I'm so fortunate. Y'all have no idea. The things we have to do to get here. We had to into it. Made it out the hood, but I'm still in it. See some losses in this game, but I'm still winning. I've been out the streets for a minute. Made it out the hood, but I'm still in it. Made it out the hood. Made it out the hood. Made it out the hood. Made it out the hood, but I'm still in it.
Yes, she made it out the hood. Yes, I was grooving over here, grooving a little bit. So that was a good way to segue on into our little old hot topic. And I'm gonna bring it up so the people can see it. We had a question of the day by one of our very own scoopers, Mr. James, and it says, question of the day: if you and someone are going out, having fun and having sex, but no titles, are claiming each other, do you have the right to be upset if that someone is also doing the same thing with one of your friends? Now that is an extremely long sentence. I'm gonna break it down a little more. So I'm taking it as two people going out, hanging out, sex is included. You know, basically they're doing their thing, but there's nothing serious or there's no titles attached. Then one of those parties is doing that same type of thing with the other party's friend. And I think that's what makes it it changes it up when you say it's a friend. That it's someone else, we can kind of be like, it may not be the best practice, but can't really trip. But if it's a friend, it becomes a either a competition or some type of strife. So that definitely gives it a twist. So I'm going to see what you guys think before I go to the post. So I'm gonna start with Wayne, just because he was
So okay.
I would start with Wilfred.
Personally, I think you're the person that you're wrong. I think the friend is wrong, and I think the other person is wrong. But the question is, can you get mad? And the answer to that question is no. You cannot be mad if you sign. And what I said on the post was, if you sign up for this foolishness, no, you cannot be upset. You have chosen to be in this type of relationship where there is no expectation of anything. There's no expectation except that y'all don't have any expectations. So you have relinquished your right to be upset. Now, if you're going to be upset with anybody, it would be at your friend, who obviously doesn't move in the way that says that if I know, I'm gonna use the colloquial way of saying this, that we're not smashing the same person. If you smash the homie, you are off limits. Period. But if y'all don't move like that, you can't be mad. If y'all do, then you need to be mad at your homeboy, your homegirl. But you cannot be mad if you have agreed to be in this type of, would this be considered a situationship? Back in my day, we would call it a homie lover friend. We would call it a jump off, whatever. You can't be mad.
Okay. What you think, Q?
I think it's silly if you're mad. I think no also. Because this is no. I know. You don't do your friends, you don't, basically what Wynn said, you don't smash the homies. Like in this situation, this is a bit too close. It's reckless, it's unsafe. emotionally and physically. Like there's all kinds of stuff wrong with this situation. Now, if you want to do you and do your footloose and fancy free thing, no strings attached, okay, cool. Do that. But when your friends get mixed like that, and then to be upset about it when you all enter into this knowing that there are no titles, no strings, for what? It seems like you're really directing your anger at the wrong person. To me, I wouldn't even be in a way mad at my friend. Why are you allowing yourself to be in this situation? I'm mad at me. You should be mad at you right now because these two other humans are doing what two other humans have decided to do. So if you have found yourself the only one mad because you have allowed yourself to be the one that essentially caught feelings now, mad is a feeling that you said you wasn't gonna get because you didn't have no titles and no expectations. So if you sit here looking like Boo Boo the Fool crying in the car because your homie is out, he can't come kick it, or she can't come to girls' night because she out booed up with your boo. Yo bad, sis. Like, yo bad. Like, no, you can't be mad at that. You be mad at you. You can't be mad at them.
Yeah. And I'm before I give my comment, I'm gonna go to the first comment on the post. It says, we use the term friend loosely these days.
Mm.
It's actually one of my friends. Yes, I'm not having that. An acquaintance, I wouldn't care.
Pretty much.
So I thought that was really interesting, but I found out I wasn't in a situation like this, but there was an acquaintance that brought to my attention that someone I was seeing
Yes, I did that.
That something like that was kind of happening, and I did get upset because first of all I was like, okay, if I'm not even talking to this person anymore, why are you even bringing it up? Because to me that means you're setting it up for drama. You want it to be drama. You know you wrong. To me, and I think they were more mad that I wasn't mad. Like I just cussed them both out and said, "You the one."
So wait a minute, back up. Somebody came to you and told you that somebody else.
No, this acquaintance came to me and said, "Hey, I saw some posts that you're not seeing the guy you were dating. Was it this guy?" Which they knew because they saw us together. That's how they knew.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. I got it.
And then, try to act like they were doing the same thing, which it wasn't the exact same situation, but
yeah,
I was just sad that it was brought to me, and I think the people were more mad that I wasn't mad.
Yeah.
But that's why I was saying the fact that he said friend is what makes it be like, oh no, because you couldn't imagine me. Because your friend, you're gonna talk about it. If you ain't nobody else, you're gonna tell your friends who you're seeing or messing around with or hanging out with. You're gonna more than likely you're gonna tell them. So
what you're saying is that y'all be telling each other about y'all who y'all sleeping with.
Yeah, you gonna tell at least one thing. I guess it depends on which friend it is. But to me, if y'all it says you're hanging out. Like I feel like it's a more friends with benefits. Most friends, whether if they're smashing or not, they're hanging out. Something's going on, or you figure something's going on. So the fact that it's a friend, it's hard to believe that all parties don't know unless it's really in the dark. If it's really in the dark, then you really can't be mad at nobody. You can't be mad at your friend. Really, you can be mad at that person that's playing both of y'all. If it's
well, and again, I think now if your friend doesn't know, that's one thing. But if y'all talk about it and they still do it, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But again, you can't. If it goes back to if you agree to this, if you sign on for not being in a something that's, if you don't agree to okay, this is where we are dating, we can still see other people, blah blah blah. If you agree, if you don't make those boundaries or clearly have those communicate what you expect in this part of your relationship, or where you are in a relationship or dating or whatever you want to call it, you can't be mad at anybody else but yourself because you allowed it. Now again, if it's totally different if you say I'm not cool with this and they go do it anyway. But according to this, you're okay with no titles, you just having fun, y'all not claiming each other. It sounds to me like a lot of times what happens is people are okay with this until they find out that the other person is doing the same thing with other people, and now all of a sudden it becomes a problem. And that happens a lot because it's like, oh, wait a minute, I thought even though we don't have this title, like it was just not a title thing. Like you weren't actually out there with multiple people. And men and women do this, by the way. Let me throw that out there. Men and women do that.
Yeah.
So I think when people find out like the reality of, oh wait, they smashing my somebody else, another person in the clique. Oh wait.
But I think that still comes back to what people do or what we do, and I'm using that loosely. A lot of times we do things that we really don't want, or we're really not being honest with ourselves first.
Yes.
Like, you're not even separating the situation out. Like you're not separating, okay, I've been hanging out with this person and leaving it as that.
Yes.
I think a lot of times people need to look at romantic relationships the same way you look at friendships to a point until it becomes something else. So just because you want to say, you're investing all of this in that, if there wasn't a conversation about it, it's safe to me to figure that they're still dating someone else or still interested in other people or still looking, if they haven't told you directly they don't want you to see anyone else or be with anybody else or something like that. And it's hard, even as adults, for us to separate that out logically. Even if you do get mad, don't tell nobody.
Just stop. Just stop.
And I do think at that point, when you decided that it's time to you to, I think it's time for you to get the new man and the new friend. I don't think that you're going to be able to retract that situation in that situation because you're now running the risk of being the third wheel in an already established thing that now you're reneging on the expectations. So you're now putting your friends, and yes, in fairy tales, it sounds all warm and fuzzy that your friends would choose you and, the man would just bow out gracefully and say, y'all go back to being girls forever. But we're talking about sex involved. And now we know sex has killed friendships left and right. And if there's a spark there that all they needed was a title, and you're the one who now feels some type of way, you have now lost your man and your friend, and everybody gonna have to move on. You know what I mean? And now you the ones stuck crying, and they the ones with a real bad story of an experience that they'll never allow to happen ever again. So I think it's time for you to you can still stay friends with them. Don't be the reason why all that still happens. Move on. Don't continue to try and make a thing out of a thing. Just keep it moving. It's not gonna work.
And that's the clue. The moment you get mad, that's the moment you know.
Yeah.
And all of us probably had to learn that the hard way. My life is so much less stressful with that mentality. If it makes me mad, I'm out.
Listen, y'all keep putting y'all comments on here because I'm reading them. Yes. I agree. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I think the moment you get you mad, know this is a problem. Like know this is not just something you have been. You are emotionally attached, and it has gone beyond an okay space, which I don't think it ever was necessarily okay, but like an okay thing for you to say this is okay that we're doing relationship stuff, but we're not in a relationship. So I either need to get into a relationship with this person or I need to exit stage right. And at this point, now if they smashing the homie, you got to exit.
Yeah. I'm going to read another comment from the post. Let's see.
I want to know what friends are smashing their friends personally.
Okay.
One person says, no, you can't be upset. I'll be disappointed and I will step aside. I don't care what we're doing, but not sharing with no one.
I'm not hugging them either. My whole unforgiveness stuff is getting exposed now. I'm not hugging you either.
I'm no emoji.
But
I got a long way to go to hug people in court. If I can't even hug you after that, no, we fight.
Right, but one thing I do want to point out, if you go back and you look at the post, the people that are saying yes, you should be upset, and no, you shouldn't be upset. The reasons are exactly the same.
Yes.
That was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
That yes, you should be mad because this is such and such. And we're like, and some of us are like, no, you can't be mad because of the setup, the way the situation is, but it's still the same reason. And again, that interpretation is funny that how we think a person should feel about it, even though the reasons are the same.
Yeah, I agree.
So I thought that was interesting.
I think it boils down to, again, I think it was what Jay said is probably the best thing. If you know that this person is a friend and you consider them a friend, this should never happen. Mm-hmm. Never. If this is your friend, like, I have friends that I fell out with, and if this happens with them, I'm still gonna be mad at you. We still gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, we're not friends anymore, but we were friends, and we have enough history together that if I find out that you did something like that, I am not hugging you.
That's the thing. You're not gonna get a hug from me.
No, ain't no panda that day. You getting the other guy.
This tough situations, but y'all know things like this happen a lot. It's more. It's, to me, it's more common than we care to admit sometimes.
That people's friends are doing this to each other.
Not saying friends necessarily, but I'm saying that being in these type of situations and being in the same circles, some of that was overlapping.
The circles are for real. The circles are real.
Okay, I can get with the circles.
Some of these things overlap. It may not be this exact same situation, because I don't think a group of friends would sit around unless they some freaks and they got some kind of sex group going on.
And that's totally different then. But that's an agreed upon.
Right, I'm just saying, I don't think anyone could sit around and say, I'm cool with you dating me and my friend.
Yeah.
But there may come some times where, especially with dating apps, social media, people are meeting the same people and don't know. You don't know who's in whose inbox. That may have led to some meetups or some sex. I mean, you just don't know. So some of these situations may have arose without all the parties involved knowing. Even the person that's quote unquote messing with two different people, they may not know that those people are friends. So to me, this example, I understand he's saying it's a friend, but I don't think it would necessarily be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and screw them anyway. I think some of these things is just overlapping situations, situationships, and all these, dating multiple people is bad. In the city long enough, in any city, in my opinion, long enough, hanging around certain type of people.
Yeah,
it just, some things just may happen like that.
Well, I think in those cases, like, again, I think there's a difference between. So I don't think it's inappropriate for, like, if me and somebody dated and my boy wanted to date her, and he came and had the discussion with me. To me, that's a different scenario, and I would be okay with that. Like, look, I dated her in grammar school, like, you know what I mean, like in high school, do your thing, or in college, whatever. But I think at least having the respect to say, hey, or even if it was 2 years ago, having the respect of having the conversation is different than, I think you're my friend and I think me and you are having this, whatever we calling it, and to find out that you and my dude is doing the same thing. This is different.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So we saying, no, you don't have a right to be mad, but
at your friend, yes. At what's happening with you and this in my case, in this woman, no. No.
I think some emotions you just can't, like I said, some emotions are gonna come, you just don't need to show them.
Some emotions for yourself. I would agree with that. Some stuff you keep to yourself because you have to take you have to be accountable for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if maybe on down the line, if you guys run into each other at a bar or something, and you talk about one of the reasons why you happen to fall out, you can say, "Boy, I was tripping. You know what happened?" Like you can say it in that moment, but like in the midst of the pain and you going through the motions and in the root of the matter, I don't think that's a good look. I don't think that's a good look for you. You're gonna end up with your feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Doing that.
As you should. As you
You're in
should.
a real bad situation.
Well,
I don't, my boy sniffing around my girl, let alone somebody. Don't even sit next to her too close. Let alone.
I think we'll end on that note.
Back up. Matter of fact, don't even be Facebook friends with him.
I ain't going that far.
Oh, don't start that. Right. We're both like, don't start that.
So, the hot topic, as always, is brought to you by Curvy Kitten Clothing, where self-reflection is perfection. Get your Curvy Kitten today at www.curvykittens.com. Remember that Curvy Kitten is more than a clothing line. It is a movement to show women that loving your curves, no matter what size, is the foundation for my God. Oh, I guess that's my cue to hurry up.
It wasn't.
So I will turn it back over to the DJ, and he's gonna introduce this next song.
Am I?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The next song is Tory Delaney's Been Good. Oh Lord, Been Good by Tory Delaney. Before we go to the song, let me also remind you guys that listen tomorrow, The Word on Wednesday, with Pastor Burns is going to be on. So y'all tune in at 7:00 right here again, or actually on his page. So it's The Word on Wednesday. It's a 30-minute Bible study with Pastor Burns Senior, not the second. The Word on Wednesday, tomorrow, 7:00. All right. So the next song is by Tory Delaney called Been Good. After this, we'll be back. We'll jump into our topic. Now let's try it.
So good, so dear. Can you see? He's my everything. He's my everything. He's been good. Take a good look at me. I'm not what I used to be. He's been good. He's been good. I can't imagine what my life would be if you had treated me the way that I behaved in the past. Your grace and mercy will always be my testimony. I can never repay you, and I can never thank you enough for your sacrifice and for Jesus Christ for laying down his life, saving my soul from a burning hell, for healing my body and keeping me well. Oh, can you see? Can you see? He's my everything. He's been good. Take a good look at me. I'm not what I used to be. Yeah. God has been so good to me, supplying every single day. Protection from the enemy, watching over my family. So good to me. So good to me. You've really been good to me. So 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 good to me. He's always been there. To me. Right by my side. Every step of the way. So good. Hey, you've been good. So good. And I wanna say thank you. Thank you. Lord, I wanna say thank you. Thank you for keeping. Thank you. Thank you for love. Thank you. Thank you for caring for me. Thank you. Thank you for keeping my family. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. He's been good. Oh, you've been good.
Okay. That song was good. I like it. I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So on this evening, we are going to finish our excuse me, we are going to continue our business conversations that we have been having over the last few weeks. Let's see, before I go and get into all of this, let me make sure. See, yep, that's why I wanted to do that. But I want to remind you guys that this particular segment is brought to you by Elegance by Design, where healthy hair and skin is our priority, but a beautiful you is always our specialty. You can purchase your all-natural hair and skincare products at elegancebydesign.com. That is Elegance by Design with a Z.com. You can go ahead and get your Cocoa Mango Twist and Go cream, that good stuff that provides cute curls like this. Y'all see my curls? I am going to pause for this perm rise set real quick, okay? Like I just want y'all check this out since we got time and things. This is what that Cocoa Mango will do for your curls, okay? Yes. Good stuff right there. So you want to go on and get that. You see the twist out? Yes. Come on, Image, to go on and make it plain for the people. Yes. But you can do that with your all-natural hair and skincare products purchased at Elegance by Design. The product that produced this beauty and the beauty you just saw in the ad was the Cocoa Mango Twist and Go cream. You want that in your life.
Well,
Right. We ran to the back cave real quick.
right.
Also, next week we are. I want to remind everyone, if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, we are getting into our annual R&R series, which is our reset series, and that is next week, the 14th through the 18th. You will have one of us in your mix every day of the week, telling you about how to refresh. Y'all, I'm trying to find the flyer. We are all messed up in the segment. That just threw us all the way off, didn't it?
Here you go for it. Here you go.
Thank you, sis. Appreciate. Yes, come through with the alley-oop. All right, so October 14th through the 18th at 8 p.m. every night, we're going to be right here helping you refresh and rebuild your life. On Monday, our very own fire starter is going to help us rebuild our confidence. That is Miss Cicely Victoria. On Tuesdays, it is our regularly scheduled program right here at 8 p.m. We're going to have our regularly scheduled scoop show where we're going to refresh your business. On Wednesday, Winfred is going to bring us how to refresh and rebuild our purpose. I cannot wait for that. And then on Thursday, Kellz is coming through with the fashion, who's going to help us refresh our fashion for this fall season and more than likely beyond. And then on Friday, I'm going to close out this week and help us refresh our customer service in our business. So we have something going on for everybody this next coming week. So be sure and visit the Eventbrite link. It is on our live feed tonight. So if you have not registered yet, you need to do that. Like ASAPly, okay? Like go and register so that you don't miss any of that goodness that we've got prepared for you guys next week. Okay. See you there. Lord.
All right. Hold on. Y'all all right?
Mm?
Y'all
Yeah.
waiting on me?
Wait, no. Who? So we're waiting on our guests to get into the studio, and we're going to be talking to him about continuing our conversation in business, correct? Is there a certain thing he's known for?
He has a little bit of everything, sis. Like the bio is extensive. He is a jack of many, many trades and is an owner of many, many businesses. So of all the things that he is coming on this evening to discuss, I'm really hoping it is how he's managing to multitask with the wide reach that he is managing to, with this wide net that this king is casting, because he's doing quite a bit. Uh-oh.
I'm laughing at myself because you know how you do it. You plan and you do everything right, and then you're like, I forgot to do that one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Let's keep talking.
Okay.
Do the announcements. I'm trying to get a hold of them. Y'all keep going.
Okay.
I said announcements like I was in church.
Right. Do well, we've already done the refresh. We've done Word on Wednesday is tomorrow. And that's live. That's live from his page, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's on Facebook Live of Wilfred Burns Sr., who is a character. Let's talk about this. So the Scoop Nation group has been doing these 30-day challenges.
Okay.
The current one is burpees.
Yeah, the devil.
I gracefully bowed out of that.
The devil.
Burpees are the devil. I think that's how I hurt my knee when I had my little injury this summer. I probably won't ever do a burpee again. So, Kellz is a challenge, but to those of you that aren't afraid of the burpees, I rebuke them, but please, by all means, join us in trying to get our fitness together. Y'all know we got to make these summer bodies in the fall. Now, some of us missed last summer. This is your chance. Your chance. But, it came full circle, so we back to fall.
Yeah, right.
Winter where we can get these summer. So join us in our 30-day challenges. We will keep you up to date each week on what you should be doing. Reach out to one of us if you need a copy of the flyer. It is posted now or showing on your screen. Should be showing on your screen now. Push-ups was last month. I started out with push-ups and I just forgot. I got busy and forgot. But I knew burpees was not in my.
I never signed up for that.
Yeah. Hell to no.
Did you all see?
Harmony on that no.
Did you all see? Did you all see? So the story about did y'all see the story about Bernie Sanders?
I'm not with you tonight. I'm not doing this one.
You said what?
I'm not doing this with you tonight.
Yeah, you are.
I so am. But anyway, yeah.
Keep talking, Bernie.
Y'all remember, and I was like, you know what? I marked my words and I apologize for it. But one of my only concerns for Bernie, even on his last campaign, was his
age. Yeah.
That's always been my only concern.
Yeah.
I mean, just to me, I think we like to see young presidents winning because we know, as Americans, as history has shown us, that not good-looking, young, strong men have always done well in the league. I don't know when, maybe coupled with wisdom, that it went back full circle to where older candidates are, just as popular.
You think they are? I don't think they really are, though.
Well, I mean,
I think Trump is 73.
Yeah, they're all in their late 70s.
Right. Trump is 73, but I think Trump was the anti-Obama person. And so I think that's how he got there, because he was anti-Obama and he represented at that time a part of the country that still wanted white.
Yeah.
They wanted white. And so of the ones who were on the GOP who were running, they felt like he was white, he was rich, so he was the standard of what they thought they wanted to be. And he was able to get enough people, A, to stay at home, and B, enough people in states like Pennsylvania to think he's going to restore the glory of American trade.
Yeah.
He's going to bring manufacturing jobs back to America. So I think it was of that. I still think, and I mean, if you think about it, he was running against Hillary. So it was either him or a woman. And so white men did not want a woman to win.
But
I don't think Trump's age has never been, his money overshadows. We know his money overshadows everything. His his age. So I'm just saying, amongst candidates that are running now, like I thought Buttigieg would get more support because of the way he looked, because he was young.
But I think he doesn't because he's gay.
I know, but I'm just saying historically, what we've always known, or what statistics have always shown, is that young, good-looking men, even young, good-looking women, with the vice president, oh gosh, what's her name from Alaska?
Sarah Palin.
Yes. Even with her popularity soared because she was a younger-looking, attractive woman. So what I'm saying is, it just seems like that piece, whether it's good or bad, has come back to maybe. I think there's that have enough experience right now in politics to be able to raise that. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's older people are back on top.
I think they're afraid. I think that the voting population right now, because the young folks, we have the hypothetical numbers, but we have, since Obama, have yet to show up in realistic numbers to vote a candidate in. Yes. And the folks who actually show up to vote are afraid of losing this country to these crazy kids who are passing everything, want everything to be the same, everybody to get everything, and they like order, they like control, they like things to be familiar. And the fact that young equals change is not moving the voting population right now. So that is why you see Joe Biden fumbling all over the place and making goofballs, and we're like, oh, it's okay. It's old Uncle Joe. You know what I mean? That's why we rushing Bernie back out on the campaign trail with a stent in his heart, fresh after putting a stent in his. If I was his wife, you know how bad I'd be talking to his team right now. You know how hard I'd be going in on his family right now. If I was his daughter right now, if I was any one of his kids' grandbabies, if I was the dog, do you know how hard I would be going in on everybody attached to that damn campaign right now? Heart surgery, I don't care what them doctors tell you, it's something you need to set down. You know what I'm saying? And the political trail is not, the campaign trail is not where you're supposed to be. But the fact that we are still even going to stand for him and tell him, can't wait to see you back out there. Okay, this man, listen.
Do you think so? I don't think he has a shot anymore. I think this ended his campaign.
He'll still fight. It's crazy. I
think it ended his campaign. Yeah, I think he's done.
I mean, any chance that
I think he's done.
Vote. I mean, because we can't deny millennials if they just come, if they say it's a party, they coming. I mean, they know how to come out in numbers if somebody gets their attention. I don't think Bernie gonna get their attention again. Everybody's gonna look at him as old and decrepit now. It's not fair. But I think of it, he's 78. I'm like, my father's 78. He would not be running, period.
Right.
Period. Then the amount of stress in the White House.
Yeah.
Look at Obama, how he aged. Like, look at him.
Look how Bill aged. Bill Clinton aged.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you don't want that life.
Guess who ain't aged? Guess who ain't aged? While they been in office?
Who?
Trump, the Antichrist.
Trump played golf every weekend.
Because he ain't doing no work.
Doing no work. He ain't stressed. That's why
he ain't stressed one bit.
He ain't cared about nothing.
Right.
All I know is I think that we've got, like I said, I think this ended Bernie's campaign. I don't think that in the end, I think Biden has a shot, but I think he only got maybe 1-2 good gaffes and he's done.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's done too. Because not just from a millennial perspective, but just from a perspective in terms of being in touch with what's happening, he often now comes off as not being in touch with anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
Disconnected.
Like where have you been for the last 15 years?
Where, Joe?
And that's how he comes across. And so I don't think
Housewife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
where have you been, Joe? What were you doing when you were in the White House? You didn't learn nothing.
Like
dapping Obama, being mean. That's what he
didn't do. So I think that hurt him. I think again of the older ones, I think Elizabeth Warren is the only one who has a chance because she's still. If you didn't know she was in her 70s,
yeah,
you'd be like, "Dang!" I think a lot of people might think she's in her late 50s or 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So she still comes across as high energy. Yeah, she still comes across as high energy on top. But Bernie, you're done. Joe, you about done.
Bernie,
especially in that last debate when his teeth almost came out. Like you're done. You're done. You're done.
But Bernie, in all seriousness,
just say the truth. Your teeth almost come out on national TV. We're not voting for that.
What kind of denture? Polydent, Joe, get you some Polydent. Polydent still works.
That is not of God. You don't use Dollar Tree for the debate. Polydent is of the Father. You didn't have Polydent on the dentures.
But yeah, Bernie, I mean, really, his health, he needs to take his health serious. Yes. Like, I understand what you're trying to do. I mean, you had a whole lot of supporters, but he should want to take his health more serious. What good are you going to do to keep campaigning for the presidency that you more than likely won't win now to make and have risk of making yourself worse?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so prayers to the Bernie family. We still love them, but yeah, we need to go sit down.
Yeah, I think he would be. I think some of the things that he's saying are great. I love the fact that he's against, big money and all that kind of stuff. But just like I think Corey is too early, I think he's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Corey is too early. I agree. He hasn't built the confidence he needs yet to still stand in his voice. His political Corey is totally different than his Saturday morning, I can say what I need to say that got everybody behind him. Is different. I agree. When is the next debate? When is the next big debate?
15th.
October 15th.
Ooh.
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
That's over yonder. That's right around the corner. Okay. Yeah.
Next week. That's next week. Wait.
Right. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren is chilling right now. She's in a really good spot. She's gonna be in a happy place here right now. But knowing her, she probably not. She getting her talking point together. She ready to go toe to toe with Kamala and them next. That's gonna be her next thing.
So I think she's got to separate herself from the ladies, and then and I think she also has to show that she can still she still can speak to the younger crowd. Because I think for a lot of the elders, she's already too progressive. So,
oh yeah,
so
baby
she's
boomers.
too progressive for them. She gonna need us and the millennials and me. Q, aren't you a millennial? You're a millennial. Yeah.
Oh,
Q is. We're not Kellz. We're not millennials. Sorry.
no.
We're Gen Y. Is that what
I,
You guys are generation. I was waiting on this question. I've got it pulled. I've got it pulled up when I heard the M word earlier. So baby boomers are born from 1946 to 64, which will put them between 54 and 72. Generation X, which is y'all good people right here, are born 65 through 80, which would make you 38 to 53 years old. Millennials, the dreaded generation that gets blamed for everything, is born 81 through 96, and they are ranging from 22 to 37 years old. And post millennials are born 97 through the present.
I thought Z was before millennials.
Yeah, I thought they were Z. I thought the ones before that was Generation Z.
No. But again, it's the Googles.
Okay.
Yeah, Generation Z is the newest generation. See, I already got different conflicting information. To be named, and were born between 95 and 2015. They're between 4 and 24. Lord have mercy. See what happens when you Google? I'm looking right here. I got 2 articles saying conflicting things.
That's how it does.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, we are definitely. I think she has to do that because Corey's out. Kamala has a shot. Who else? I like what's his name, the one that doesn't wear a tie. I like him, but I don't think he has legitimate. Yeah, he has no legitimate chance.
No, because he doesn't talk. We don't know him enough.
He just want to give everybody a check every month. That's all. And that's all we know. Yeah, he want to check. He used to run a nonprofit that didn't work. Send him a check every month. Send us a check every month, which is cool. I mean, I like the idea of a check, but I just don't. Just like with this tax plan, like I thought it was great. It sounds great, but it's gonna put us another $1 trillion in debt. How does that?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, he didn't say how he was gonna fund that.
Nope.
He tax big business like Bernie was saying.
We don't know.
He won't say enough words to tell us.
He don't get a chance to.
No, he talks, and then he just stops. He'll say his 2 sentences trying to make the point that I don't need all the fluff, and then he's just like, and I'm done. That's what he's just like, next question. And then it takes us 30 minutes to get back to him. I think he's not capitalizing on the fact that he is the small guy right now. Use more words.
That's fair.
You say something, use more words.
Fair. That's fair. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this last song so we can get to Passion Talk.
Yes.
Because clearly, so for the record, just so everybody understands, our guest not showing up was not his fault. It was my fault. So I won't be like, he ain't show up. That was on me. That is not on him. I forgot to send him the link. I sent everything else but the stinking show link until Kellz just asked me, did you send the link? I was like, oh, shoot. I did everything but send the link. That wasn't on him. So, yes. So I wanted to be clear. Okay. So our last song for the night is an oldie, but it's not an oldie, but it's a goodie. It is IB by, how do I say her name? Tony Houston. Is it Tony? Tony? We're going to go with that. After this, we're going to get into Passion Talk. funny room, funny room. La 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 la. This thing on. La 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 la. I be that 20-30 flow, bopping around the house. House slippers on, while baby is on the couch. I be that 20-80 flow, bouncing around the city. Hands set laid, flexing and looking pretty. I be. Be what you need in a breeze. Chill side queen, see giving you what you need. I be cocoa butter drizzled on your neck. Skeleton key ready whenever you need you an escape. Say you hungry, I be eggs and syrup up on your crepes. I be both your lunch and dinner day. Learning when you need a way. I be your arm shooting you from harm. Letter-wise, I be your cue if you just be my R. Rescue me and I be sure to thank you. Round of applause, babe, I be your stick-up. And you surely deserve it all. I be focused when you're focused, the local. I be your air or a magic potion if you ever need to disappear. Not for nothing, babe, I be your nocturnal fill in the blank. For anything attempting to ever keep you from great, I be the play into your mate. Check, I be your checkers. And spade anybody detected to be a hater. I be that 20-30 flow, bopping around the house. House slippers on, while baby is on the couch. I be that 20-80 flow, bouncing around the city. Hands set laid, flexing and looking pretty. I be. I be the shifting of the culture. Quote, everyone's chosen. Reddit headline, you read it. Focus on openness. I be unapologetically why. There's an abundance of young leaders who respect and they fly. The world need us, so I'm happy to be bridging the gap while highlighting how STEM still matures into rap. It's exciting. I be running across the sky, breaking down barriers in the blink of an eye. I like you, so bumper try. You willing to change the lens and see something more poignant than money and fleeting trends. Oh, forgot to mention I be a true reflection of Eve before the apple with added introspection. Not judging, just nudging a bit. Yep. Trust something's coming from it since famous the game and we all pushing and shoving for it. They say the struggle's real. I know I think it's the muzzle on it. I guess I be the answer until questions stop running from it. I be that 20-30 flow, bopping around the house. House slippers on, while baby is on the couch. I be that 20-80 flow, bouncing around the city. Hands set laid, flexing and looking pretty. I be.
Okay, all right. That was we're going with Tony tonight. We're going to clarify that later on. That was Tony What I Be, and that was definitely one of our jams. That's a nice little head bobbing, windows down with the AC blowing type jam right there.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead and get right on into the final segment of this evening, one that we are all excited for. What's our title tonight for the fire starter? Do we know? We've been working agenda free, y'all. So we
yeah, it's called hold on, biggest mistakes, greatest victory. Hold on, Lord Jesus. You caught me off guard on that question.
You're gonna get me cut out
Worst
tonight.
mistakes and greatest victories in relationships. There we go. Worst mistakes and greatest victories in relationships.
I'm sorry, sis. Late. Love you. All right, so you guys, because I want to go ahead and get some content, some goodness for this evening. We're gonna go ahead and let the fire starter take over and give us worst mistakes and greatest victories in relationships. I cannot wait. How you doing this evening, sis? What you got?
but I just want to know where's the love, y'all. I mean, good God. I stay away from y'all a little bit. A little bit. And y'all just be cutting up. Okay?
Yes.
Love. I thought you loved me, Q. Where's our love?
I love you, baby.
We're trying to grind. Hey, when what's up, Scoop Nation?
What's going on?
This is Victoria. Back to international. My industry is to help train and equip people to find their voice of identity so they can stop people pleasing and find. Oh Lord Jesus.
Just rub it out.
Kellz confidence and communication. I'm a certified professional coach and counselor as well. I am the queen of empowerment, and I tell people why I'm on fire for a living. That's why they call me the fire starter. Welcome to that back. We're gonna give you practical tools for everyday living so you can practice it your personal power. See how y'all told me I'm here. Y'all told me out. This is what you say. The worst mistake and greatest victories in relationships. Listen, I don't need to start questioning this relationship. It's a good relationship. Let's keep it this way, okay? So y'all, let's get into this, okay? You all have talked about it in business, and I figured I would hit it from a relationship angle. I pray that it is something that is beneficial to you. Do know, firstly, that when I was mapping this out, y'all, this was so challenging for me to do. Why? Firstly, because there's so many, right? That we can pull from worst mistakes and greatest victories, but I only am able to hit just a few of them, okay? So do know, of course, this is not a comprehensive list. I just tried to take it from the angles of what had the most revolutionary shifts and changes in my life. Is that all right? And I think that, and I believe that they will be universally the same for many of you. And as a matter of fact, what I love for you to do, even as I am speaking, is if you can type in the chat your own reference points from your worst mistakes and your greatest victories in relationships. Is that all right? I'm sure myself and the team would love to see those as well. Let's just have a running list, shall we? Let's have a running list. Okay? So I'm going to offer mine, okay? Worst mistakes and relationships. Now, let's clarify the term relationship. This can be both romantic relationships, friendships, professional relationships, familial relationships, okay? So it's not just like in romanticism. So these are all types of relationships, but some of them might be more privy than one than the other. Okay, number one, worst mistake in relationship. We're going to start bad and turn good. Number one, entrusting my well-being to another. Okay? Taking a little journey down Sicily Lane. Entrusting my well-being to another. When I was very young in my relational journey, it was very common for me to think more of others than myself. Being so naive to think that people would automatically have my best interest in mind because that's the kind of heart I had with people. I mean, talk about being the poster child for gullible and naive. That was me, y'all, like all day long. At the time, I had not yet learned that trust is to be earned, not given. So the whole time, I was just getting my trust away. I get my trust away. Just get my trust away. And I should have been vetting people to see who was worthy of receiving my trust, which everyone cannot equally be worthy of. Okay, so I first, hopefully, I hope that you know that as of this point, but I try to stop through to make it clear, all right? When it comes down to deciding what is in your best interest in any form of relationship, always know that that begins and ends with you. Okay? I'll say that again. Deciding what's in your best interest in any form of relationship begins and ends with you. No matter what the good intent of anyone else is relating to you, it is unlikely nor the responsibility of anyone outside of you to consider you more than yourself. So Firestarter wants you to always speak up for yourself concerning a matter and never expect it to be assumed. Okay? Okay. All right. Okay. That is the first to take their relationship and trusting my well-being to another, all right? Or trusting your well-being to another. Number two, worst mistake in a relationship is lacking healing and wholeness as a companion. Ooh, lacking healing and wholeness as a companion. Listen, aiming to have a healthy relationship with your, now this is past me, so speaking from my journey, right? Aiming to have a healthy relationship without your identity being intact is likened to having slit wrists that you put a Band-Aid on saying, I'm okay, it's not that bad. Although it's obviously insufficient, the Band-Aid is, somehow you think it will work, even though your wrists are gushing blood. All of my relationships, you guys, of my 20s, everybody say 20s, decade of 20s, were those symbolic slit wrists that were indicative of the lack of value, lack of esteem, lack of self-worth, and brokenness that I housed within myself. So what type of partners do you fathom that I attracted? I'll wait. Bingo. I magnetized to those who likely had slit wrists as well. Correct? Now, some wounds may have been deeper than others, but what we had in common is that we both were still bleeding to some degree. Now, what does this cause? It caused me to be in a relationship with hoes, with hoods, the hurt, with husbands and homos. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Now, it is understandable that every one of us is on an identity journey that will be evolving for a lifetime. But catch this, nevertheless, there is a healthy measure of healing and wholeness that you can possess that is suitable for partnership, that can be free from toxicity, that will be a given if that healing and wholeness is not present. I'll say that again. There's a healthy measure of healing and wholeness you can possess that is suitable for partnership, that can be free from the toxicity, that will be a given and will be defaulted to if that healing and wholeness is not present. That toxicity could look like codependency. It could look like senseless and ceaseless arguments, the foolish fires we talked about. It can look like drama galore. It could look like domestic abuse of emotional, verbal, and the physical kind. And it can look like self-sabotage, just to name a few. Who has time for that? Not I, just the cat. Okay, so that is our second worst mistake in relationship. Keep healing and wholeness, baby, okay? You ain't that lonely, all right? Get the way and sit down. Number three, the worst mistake in relationship is to ignoring red flags. This is a pretty universal one, I would say, that can relate to many people. Ignoring red flags is one of the worst mistakes you can do in relationships. Now remember, this can be in business, this can be in partnership, right, in your company, and even as an entrepreneur, and taking on a job, and taking on endeavor, and trying to enlist a new friend, right, and intimate relationship, and even in your family, ignoring the red flags. When someone showed me who they were, and I did not take those signs to heart, or rather, I believe that it would change, right? Don't we believe that? It's going to change. It was Maya Angelou who told us that, just to tell us that when somebody shows you who they are, baby, you need to believe them. Come on, right? Listen, I want you to write this down. Flags are your friends, and signs are your salvation. Flags are your friends, and signs are your salvation. Now, this is not a license for you to be a paranoid Inspector Gadget, okay? Just looking for something to be wrong with the person. That is not what we're talking about. But when there is a pattern, everybody say pattern, a pattern of false behavior that is inconsistent with your well-being, instead of ignoring the consistent flags and signs, I ask that you honor them, because they truly are there to protect you and to prevent you from unnecessary heartache and demise that signal to you that it was coming while you were thinking that crazy is cute and psychotic is sexy. Okay? Okay. Next, let's
brighter side of the mountain. And our greatest victories in relationships. Oh, Lord. Everybody say, Cece grew up. Cece grew up. Yes, you did. Okay, so my greatest victories in relationships look some of my most revolutionary ones look like this. And I'm sure you can hopefully attest to this as well. Number one, being my authentic self from the beginning. Fancy that. One of your greatest victories in relationships is being your authentic self from the beginning. Meaning what, Frank Carter? Meaning being comfortable in your own skin and personality. Listen, if you've never met me or you aren't familiar with me yet, Simply is a very different than the average bear. Okay? I'm naturally different on purpose. God made me that way. But there are many different dynamics to me, and the same it is for you. I'm bold, I'm feisty, I'm mellow, and passionate. I'm colorful, I'm eccentric, I'm quirky and goofy. I'm serious and deep and intellectual, and yes, can be hood when called for. All wrapped up in this beautiful package called Simply Victoria. Yes, I am. Now, when you embrace the totality of who you are, I need you to own it and make no apology for it. This way, you begin every form of relationship in freedom, in liberty, with ease, and with honesty with yourself and others. Whether they express it or not, that is what's most appreciated when dealing with healthy people in business or personal relationships. What's most appreciated is a person that is themselves and not another. I know I appreciate it. Being good with all who you are includes every good, bad, and ugly thing that I or another formerly or currently did not accept or prefer. And guess what? We all have those things. Yes, we do. We all have that good, quote unquote, bad and ugly things about us. These are just the pieces of us, not the whole of us. My girl Lettucey sang it best in pieces of me, y'all. That's what she said. Like every woman I know, I'm complicated for sure. But when I love till there's no love no more, these are the pieces of me. So bring all the pieces of your whole pie to the table to see who is getting your flavor, okay? I wasn't going to cut a note for y'all, but y'all weren't ready for 5 times to sing for y'all. So, yes, greatest victory in relationships. Listen, this is a doozy, y'all. We've talked about it in the past. I'm going to bring it up again. Having no fear of loss. One of your greatest victories in relationships is having no fear of loss. A life principle I tell all of my clients, including myself, is that your only responsibility is to communicate, and what happens on the other side is up to them. There is nothing you can't have or accomplish when you're not afraid to let a relationship go when necessary, or you're not afraid to have that relationship let you go. If nothing and nobody holds you, then it cannot control you. Majority of my life has been spent by the control of others, by their influence, their desires and their wants, their needs, their requests, and guess what? I gladly acquiesced because I was deathly afraid, you all, just like some of you are out there, deathly afraid of losing anything and anyone at that time due to the lack of stability that I grew up in that caused me to simply crave for something to stay. But where the imbalance came in is that I was willing to take whosoever in any condition and call it good. The slit wrist, remember, right? But for the last 10 years, guess what we've been doing? I have progressively become a master at holding all things loosely. I learned that from Creflo. Including the people, in order to rid me from the mindset that I own anything and that anything owns me. We don't own anything or anybody. At best, we are stewards of everything that's entrusted to us. We don't own it. So, living with this mindset that nothing owns me and I don't own anybody, that keeps your values, your self-worth, your esteem, your priorities, and your commitments intact and not compromised. Listen, comedian Whitney Cummings recently tweeted something I liked and was appropriate for this. She said, "You are not a hypocrite if you change your mind after getting new information." You ought to write that down. You're not a hypocrite if you change your mind after getting new information. So the bottom line is this: never be afraid to assess and reassess, because truly the only constant is change. And with change, guess what? Things just may change. Finally and lastly, the greatest victory in your relationship. Number 3, to lead with your strengths. Lead with your strengths. I think this will really help you. Let's be honest enough to say that everybody is not and will never be great at everything, neither man nor woman. But it is equally true to say that everybody should be naturally gifted in at least one thing, if not more than one, right? So take me, for instance. I've always been great at helping people feel better about themselves, whether by encouragement, compliments, advice, teaching, counsel. I love to do it, and it comes easy to me. Ergo, my profession as a coach and counselor, right? To show you that this works in business relationships as well, I want to rave on the team. Can I rave on the team for a moment? Can I rave on my squad real quick? All right. So let's take Winfred, for instance. Aside from him owning 100 businesses, okay, Winfred is great at promoting and supporting others, service, and wanting everybody to win together, and also great at remaining calm, consistent, diligent, optimistic, and unbothered. He is one of the most unbothered brothers that I have ever met. I mean, he just is not bothered. And I love that about him. You are going to find him constant, all right? Constant. Now, let's hit Q for a second. Sheila, Lisa, Sage herself, okay, is full of wisdom. Q is full of wisdom. She's going to keep it raw and real with you. She is creative. She's fun. And she just seems like a great girlfriend to have, y'all. And that's why all of our kids' friends call her the cool mom, right? I remember when you talked about it every day. I want to be in her crib because she's the coolest mom around. And I thought you got me, so I get it, okay? I really do get it. Lastly, but never least, is Kellz coming through the building. Listen, Kellz is someone that I see as a producing machine that takes care of business and a woman about her business, okay? Kellz, she don't take no mess, all right? So don't come for her and she won't come for you. And although she has a massive heart, if you gonna come to Kellz, you best come correct, because she is not here for it, okay? Listen, what you see is what you get with Kellz. Real talk. She loves hard, but she keeps her standards high. And I love that about her. And for everyone, this is leading with your strengths. When you do so, it will magnetize your audience to you, because when you're in the right relationships, there should be no toil. This is your passion talk for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Awesome sauce.
No.
Imagine
so let me ask you this question. I do have a question. I actually have a question.
We have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
So you said that there are, and I agree, that hold things loosely. We should be able to walk away. So no fear of loss.
Yeah.
What is the difference between not being afraid of loss and being, what's the word I want to use? Self-destructive. So you know how some people are just like being responsible or accountable. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Like some people are like, well, I don't care, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm sorry, you said you have, okay, I heard, what's the difference between having no fear of loss and self-destructive, and you have some people who are what?
Who don't want, who use that as a way of not allowing themselves to be accountable. So what's the difference? Or what's the
So one is ruled from the place of fear, and the other is ruled from a place of faith. So when you don't have a fear of loss, that means you're inspired faithfully, that you have a greater trust spectrum that's beyond maybe even your own desires or what it is that you would prefer. But you're honest enough to know that this is not serving me, and so therefore I'm inspired by faith to be able to depart from it. The other that is destructive is actually ruled from a place of fear, and so that fear that doesn't want to commit, fear that doesn't want to be accountable, fear that doesn't want responsibility, fear that is flooded with fear, honestly, and it doesn't want to have the faith to see what's on the other side. That's what the difference is with that dynamic, if that answers your question.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good? Oh.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Because I think I see a lot. We see a lot of that, of that whole don't nobody tell me, I don't care if I lose people because I'm, no. Some of that's you and your inability to want to be accountable.
Yeah. I get that. I totally you do you, I'm gonna do me. Like, no. Like those type of people typically they're actually being ruled from the place of fear. They're not gonna tell you that because they're trying to look tough. But that's not really when you have no fear of loss, there's nothing but peace. Right. There's nothing but peace. That this is the best decision for me in this moment and at this time. Even if you don't understand it all, there's peace that resides there, and you know that that this is the right way for me to go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Last question before we let you go. Before we let you go, I know that you have. You have a few programs that we need to talk about real quick. So if anybody you all have heard and been inspired by the passion talks that you have heard, you can work with the Firestarter one-on-one, or she does do. You can invite her to your church, your group, whatever, for something. So contact her. She's got 3 programs: Renew My Fire, I'm on fire, and I Get Fired Up. Yeah, so you guys contact her so that what you get here, you only get a little piece of what you can get. She will get your, as Q would say, your entire life together.
I would get your whole life together. I love y'all. Listen, I know y'all post up the show. This is a passion talk. We've just given you practical tools for everyday living so you can press into your personal power. You know how much I love you. I want you to stay in purpose, stay in power, stay in passion, and stay on fire. Until next time, holler at me on firestarterpassion@gmail.com. We ain't got all the details. Just holler at me. Just let you go, okay? God, love you. I'm out of here. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
I'm trying to find a link.
Which link you looking for?
The Firestarter.
You looking for a business page?
Yeah. I got it. I know that's what's down.
All right. While you doing that, do we have any other things that we need to? Any other church announcements we missed?
No, we slid the R&R in there during our previous segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's been mentioned.
Okay.
I think we're good. And right at time.
Yeah. Right at time.
All right, y'all. This has been a good show. I don't have any other announcements either. We got everything done. Good show tonight. Again, my apologies on our guest. That's on me. I'll get that remedied, and we will get that rescheduled next week. yeah, we got another good show. So y'all come back next week. And anything going on with Elegance by Design or Kirby Kitten?
Gonna look out for holiday sales, boo. Keep your posted.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Holiday sales.
Yes, coming up. Keep you posted.
Homecoming is coming up, so the Kirby Kitten hooded tee inspired by LU is available. We will be placing the order on Friday. So
yeah. All right.
Tonight, get your tea.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your week. I'm tired. I don't know why I'm so tired all of a sudden, but I'm tired. So we had a good show tonight. A lot of good conversation as always. We appreciate you all. If you have not shared the show or if you watch the replay, make sure you definitely hit the share button and put your comments because we continue to watch. We continue to look at the comments throughout, even after the show. If you're not following us on YouTube, go to the Scoop Radio Show page and follow us on YouTube. Same thing on Instagram. The Scoop Radio Show on Instagram. Scoop Radio Show on Facebook. So we all over the place. So other than that, look, all minds clear now.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good rest of your week. And we appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Kellz Q, love y'all. Appreciate y'all everything that you do. And we'll see y'all next week. This is our time. This is our time to be a boy band for a minute. So yeah, we gonna go. We doing it.
Yeah.
We over here dragging.
Right.
We should
gonna read extra slow tonight.
We getting old.
If this is goodbye.
We had to hitch it out tonight. Stay right home. This is home.
Listen, I would. You said what?
We might get a little rock. That's about it. But I'm with Kellz. This is home. She said she hit us with the throwback with the hitch. This is home. Right here.
Right here tonight.
We'll keep it right here. Keep it right here. All right.
Right here.
Oh, Lord.
First you say you're with me, and then you try to text me. So I try to keep it low when you knock me to the floor, cause I don't wanna cry. Would you believe this love is forever? And would you take this long, sweet road and pull it together? Baby, if this is goodbye, I want one last try. You just can't give up. Can't you see the tears in my eyes? Cause I'm gonna try. Baby, I'll treat you right. Just give me one more try. If this is goodbye. If this is goodbye.
See y'all later. Good night.
All right.